Let's create a perfect hip thrust from setup to execution. If possible, set up your barbell on the squat rack like this. It's going to make it a lot easier to load the plates on, and then you simply have to just lift it off the rack and onto the ground. Next is bench height. Ideally, find a bench or platform to lean your shoulder blades against that gets your knees, hips, and chest in a straight line when you're at the top. This will avoid you having to hyperextend in order to shorten your glutes at the top. For leg spacing, we want them to be distant about shoulder to hip width apart, and we can have our toes slightly externally rotated, in other words, pointed outwards. In terms of leg distance from the bench, we don't want our heels to be too close to the bench like this, as it's going to lead to extra knee flexion and a more quad dominant hip thrust. We also don't want our heels to be too far from the bench like this, as this is going to make it more advantageous for your hamstrings. To put your glutes in the most mechanically advantageous position, you want your heels distanced far enough away from the bench that your legs form approximately a 90-degree angle when you're in full hip extension. When it comes